Good morning, everyone. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. We have Joe Perkins here today from First Baptist to do the invocation.
Let's pray. Father in heaven, I thank you so much for your sovereign control over the world and the universe. Even when it seems like things are out of control, out of our control, they're not out of your control. And I thank you for people willing to put themselves out into the arena to serve in public office. The authorities that exist, you have put into place. And so I thank you for the ones you've put into place. God, we're calling for massive amounts of wisdom for every step in the meeting today, every step in the meetings before the meeting and the meetings after the meeting. You said that you would give wisdom generously, and we're claiming that promise today. In Jesus' name,
Today, we're going to start off with going into a recess for 30 minutes. If you do the canvas, I'll make a motion. We go in for 30 minutes, returning at 9:30 for the August 4th primary election canvas. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion. We reconvene to the regular commissioners meeting.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and start with approval of the minutes. Need two motions for this. I'll make a motion. We approve the August 3rd, 2026 meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion. We approve August 10th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve the claims in the amount of $276,902.71.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Add debates? None today. Any changes to the agenda?
I would like to add the 10-minute executive session for non-elected personnel.
Who's in it?
Two commissioners and the counselor.
I need to add a 15-minute attorney-client privilege under old business with the attorney, Valletta, and two commissioners. Also under new business, I need to add courtroom proposal, e-community status, and I think that's it. Any other changes? I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda with the changes as listed.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. AMR? Good morning.
Good morning. Dawn Brooks with AMR. I've got the monthly ambulance report for August 1st through the 16th. Blue Mound had 1 call, 0 transports. Centerville, 4 calls, 2 transports. Lacine, 33 calls, 23 transports. Mound City, 11 calls, 4 transports. Parker, 2 calls, 1 transport. Pleasanton, 18 calls, 11 transports. Prescott, 1 call, 1 transport. A total of 70 calls, 42 transports, with an average response time of 14 minutes and 31 seconds. Any questions for me?
I don't have.
Okay, thank you.
Sheriff's report, I have it pulled up for August 17th. Total prisoners in 71. Did you want to read it? I'm sorry.
I didn't.
Okay, I'll read it for you. Total farmed out 0, total farmed in 44, 102 911 calls, 6,585 jail contacts, 638 total calls for service, 23 civil service papers served, bin inspections 13, cases opened 34, cases closed 13, 8 vehicle crashes, 150 bailiff contacts, 8 livestock out, and 40 SRO calls for service. Do you want to finish up the other department heads and then come
That's fine.
back? Is that okay with you guys? Okay. We'll come back to the budget here in just a second. Fire chief. Sean, did you want me to read the calls or do you have them? Okay.
Morning, Commissioners. Sean Tuggle, Linn County Fire Department Fire Chief.
Good morning.
Weekly report: 1 structure fire, 1 rekindle, 2 power line downs, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 3 wildland fires, 4 crash detections, 6 EMS assist, one fire other, 407 calls to date. Have anything else for me?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Yep, we're going in. I'll make a motion. We'll go into executive session with the fire chief, the two commissioners, Pauletta, if she's on the line,
She's on.
HR with Chastity Ware, 5 minutes, returning at 9:40.
I'll second that motion.
Oh, that's pursuant to Kansas statute 754319, attorney-client privilege. Sorry, and Bobby and James are coming in there as well. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to extend for another 5 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. There was no action. Wait, did I say 47? I still have another minute. Did you put me? Okay. I need to wait 1 more minute. August. All right, there is no action. You ready to go into the sheriff's budget?
I'm
You
fine.
good with that? You guys can come on up to the table. You good with those chairs? There's some nicer ones, but
So I had Chastity share our budget about a month ago in SharePoint. You guys had time to review that.
Most part.
We had the first budget that we shared, and then we were able to cut some more money out of there. So we shared a second budget in there. And
Okay. No, I just wanted to go through it, make sure. You have, is it the 4.5? Is that where we're at? That's the newest one I have.
Yeah.
We went cut down, okay.
yeah,
Was it broke out into a manner that you guys were able to comprehend it and everything? It's like how our contracts are done?
What's the goal in capital outlay?
what's the what?
What was the goal? What are you trying to accomplish in that?
That capital outlay is our enterprise rental cars.
Okay.
That's our fleet.
You want to state what that is? How much?
I'll look.
I think it's at, I have 175.
It should be the same as last year. Yeah. Yeah, it's 175 for 2026. We're gonna keep it the same as 175 for 2027. We were able to take advantage of some rebates this year that saved us quite a bit of money. That'll be reflected in the at the end of the year.
How many vehicles is that?
12 at 12.
We've also found that it's helped our repair bills quite a bit, and it's also helped in our fuel economy quite a bit.
Our fuel, the hybrids have saved us almost 2,000 a month in fuel, and our repair bills have went down to virtually zero, other than general maintenance.
Like we just had one for
Fuel pump.
fuel pump, but it was outside of it was one.
It
that-
wasn't an enterprise car. It was one of them that's going to be.
Do you know, and I didn't read through that, sorry. On the contractual general, it's increased. Was that over close to 15,000? What was that? Do you know?
Yeah, that was our RMS system. When
Okay.
we asked them to give us a price last year for our RMS system, they ballparked us at 30,000. It actually came in at 48 for our RMS system.
Mhm.
I told them that they needed to be a little more better than $18,000 off of what we're actually looking at, and they said it would be pretty consistent this year with the 48. I asked if we could sign a contract like we did last time, that we had a 7-year, I think it was seven-year contract, and they won't extend a contract out because the RMS system is ever changing. There's not a base.
it's my understanding when we signed off on that, like back in 18 or something like that, they didn't believe that we would pay that much up front, and so what we did. That's why it kept it such kept it that same rate for so long.
Yeah.
On this regular shift on the SRO, is that with the 60,000 off, or is it still there? We get,
I don't take into account whatever you get paid for the SROs.
so then we just dump that back into the general fund?
It should be back into,
Regular general.
okay. Well, depends on what it's specified for, but it could go back into wages or benefits. It could be split either way.
Have we been paid this year, I guess, for all of them?
I have not. I have not seen anything. However, I do want to clarify that I know there was a discussion down there with the Tribert thing, and I wanted, since this was brought up with an income coming in. When incomes come in, whether it's a reimbursement for SRO or a car that had some damage done to it, and that those funds come back in, those do not reflect on the different departments' budgets. I'm looking at what that's going to take to change that, because I personally feel like it should change. It should go back into their budget, not just general fund. But right now it just goes back into the general fund. So the expenses that we see with different departments, I don't feel like is the most accurate, because again, there's incomes that come in. For example, Cora request, when we mail those out, we turn around, we charge those people, they send us funds, but this does not show that we a reflection of that income. So I'm looking at what that's going to take to change that. And I think that would give us some better numbers when it comes to our budget in the long run.
When we do our click it or ticket or the programs that we have to go with KDOT, those funds that KDOT sends back to us, actually back to the treasurer, they send it back to her. Those are reimbursement for overtime. They should be going directly back in to benefits and no, just in,
Into
yeah.
to show that,
Well, we would like it that way, but if it, we would be okay with it if it just went into, instead of just dumping into the general fund,
Go back
if it went
into
into the
your-
counties'
yeah, that's what.
wages and benefits.
Right now, we account, we for like last year's $8,000 worth of overtime is what the state allows for those special programs for us that on our contract. So we budgeted that $8,000 in overtime, knowing that it's gonna get reimbursed to the county, but it doesn't reflect back to us.
It doesn't come back to us,
It's
but
coming back to the county, and so that taxpayer burden's not, that $8,000 tax burden's not there, but we still have to budget for it.
but at the same time, it should be going back to wages and benefits instead of back into the general fund, because then it's showing a lopsided.
Well, it's just like here with this, the way we do our benefit package, this isn't a true budget for even your department. I mean, it's not just you, it's every department.
Correct.
But you know, you have 51 employees,
Correct.
you know, and our benefit package is 3 million, three
Right.
something.
Right.
So, you know, that's even more yet, you know, on your budget.
Right.
And moving forward, I'd like to discuss with the schools, and we talked about it the other night. I'd like to talk to the schools
Mhm.
and reach out to them, because I feel that they need to be paying more of this resource officer program for it.
I don't feel like we'll get a lot of pushback, but
I don't think so either. I think
You know.
if we move forward, I've talked to 2 school board members from 2 separate school boards.
what was their reception?
I said, give me a number.
Okay.
So, I guess,
You know, I mean, if we can get a number and get to them, you know.
is it appropriate now to ask a question about that?
you
Or
can
do we-
have- I mean,
What is the commission's idea of like the split? Are you looking for like a 50-50? Are you looking for like the county? Do you want 100% them, 50, or like 50-50? Okay, I mean, what's your idea? What kind of split?
Number of days you work for them. I mean, if
So-
it's a school year's 180 days, I mean,
So like a 2/3, 1/3 type thing?
is that closer to 3/4?
Well, I feel, I'm gonna go out on a limb, as maybe you can help me, you were in the school, but about 2/3 of the year is school year. They're in the summertime, and 1/3 of the year would be, they're out on patrol with us.
Well, I just figured 180 days, I mean, versus,
I think it's 183 to 187 contracted days.
Mhm.
divide that by 5, that would be weeks, what would that be? 90,
It's 36 weeks.
36 weeks of the 52, whatever that'd be.
Yeah.
I guess I just have one question. We're budgeting through the sheriff's budget, $319,715. Okay. You're asking for the schools to take more of that load, which, okay, but either way, we're as citizens, we're paying.
That is correct.
It doesn't
That
matter.
is true,
what
but like I
bucket.
say, Prairie View, the school district, as far as they get a bigger portion of the school tax because the power plant's in their district, right?
But they're still requesting more money every year beyond. They're exceeding revenue neutral.
Yeah.
So let's say we give them, okay, fine, you're gonna have to come up with another 150,000. It's just gonna hit. Okay, but you're right. It will just hit
It would
that
take it off
difference.
of the money that the county gets then for your district in Pleasanton, and Jayhawk wouldn't be having to pay
Yeah.
Prairie View.
Well, then that brings up another issue because you have less properties in District 2. So it's gonna hurt people in District 2 more than it would hurt District 3 or 1. It would. You'd have to do the numbers on it.
Yeah, we can jump into this. I mean, this we can actually have a discussion about this. You know, we don't have to go into the weeds here as far as like budget. Like, I mean, this can be accomplished. I mean, this can be accomplished, but I mean, we don't have to go into this discussion right now as we're preparing.
I just think, just to be clear, we're a strong supporter of the SROs. So
Yeah.
we don't want the program to go away.
That isn't my idea either. I'm not saying I'm not supporting it, but I think the schools, show me another county in the state that does it the way we do it.
I think that,
They pay for it most places.
yeah, but so, like Bourbon County as an example, they have, Fort Scott PD has their own in the schools of Fort Scott, and then
They pay Fort Scott to do it, I believe.
the sheriff's office has the one in Uniontown, but that is split with the Uniontown School District. I don't know how every other one does it. It seems to me, based on my research, it's really a mixed bag of how it's done. And,
It is.
but I think what we will come back with is a proposal to you guys, and shut me down if you don't like this, is that we will come back with like what it would cost, like a 2/3, 1/3, and then, but we would retain the cost of like the vehicles and the supplies and things like that. Okay?
I'm good with you. I mean, just just to charge them for what we're doing, but to get, even with the schools, I mean, we're actually taking the vehicles and using it for their work too, right? As far as going to the home visits and.
But that's our work.
That is our work.
So those like check.
We're not, the school's not telling us we have to do this. That's the law enforcement side of it.
Like when somebody gets in trouble at school and they're like, hey, this kid needs to go home, we don't take them. Right, we don't do that. We're not their bus service. But when there's something that's observed at the school, let's say a kid comes in with some bruises or they're unclean and they have lice and things like that, and then a check welfare is needed, that is under the purview of law enforcement, and we will do that.
I think the school should pay more, so.
Okay.
And if we go with the 2/3, 1/3,
I just would like to know how that's gonna hurt
We'll break it down. We'll break it down.
District 2
We'll break it down.
because
I completely see what you're saying, because
Yeah.
District 2 has
we have less residential properties, businesses.
but then again, we're taking the county portion of the money and giving it back to Prairie View with 3 of them of what your district could use on the county side. That's the way I look at it is. And even with Jayhawk with 2, it's not split out into districts, the county portion of it. Whenever the county brings the money in, it's the whole county. We can utilize the money that we're handing back to the school districts countywide. Is that not right?
Yeah.
That's where I think maybe what she's trying to get at is that everybody in the county shares that work, because it's all coming to the county and it's being worked that way. And because the way population is and the amount of properties in District 2, the mill levies would be how much you pay for employees different, correct?
Yes,
So.
yes, how much you pay for mill levy is
It may
different.
be more expensive per officer there than it would be definitely in Prairie View.
Same with Mountain City. Mountain City would be more expensive than it would at Prairie View.
Complicated situation.
It is very complicated, but I think ultimately you're hurting Jayhawk and Pleasanton. I mean,
But we'll make that proposal. We'll come
Yep, we'll
bring it
come back to you.
You guys can
Yep.
look at it.
You guys can look at it.
So
We'll dive into it.
Okay.
Anyways, we were up about 6,000 calls compared to last year. Commodities increased a little bit. I'm still working on it, but I'm looking at cutting another 20,000 out of the budget. And let's see. Next year, because it's been voiced to me that they want more transparency, next year we will be breaking out utilities for court. County attorney will be breaking it out. I also want to let you know that next year I'm looking at hiring a financial advisor, and he will be going through an audit of my budget, and he will be looking for anything that we can cut.
Well, I personally, just like from the meeting the other night, I would like to have Dave Trevert come down here and talk to, I like the 3 bucket issue that he talked about, you know, things that we can do without, or you guys, not me, us as a department heads, what we can do without, what we can't do without, and then what's on the bubble, you know? Because if we choose to, as far as commission, where we're at with our spending, we've got to have feedback from you guys to tell us what you know that you can do without, instead of us just up and saying, hey, we're cutting this. I don't think that's fair to you guys. But I think if we bring everybody together and talk about this, we give you guys the opportunity to tell us what can you do with it.
Well, I think that Lisa Kelstadt should have been there at the meeting, and I also think that the more discussion should have been at the meeting that the state of Kansas raised, you know, our property valuation 91% instead of going into the county and saying, well, the county's this, county's this, county's this. If it would have been a better explanation of where taxes went up, I can explain till I'm blue in the face, everybody that I see that you guys have not raised taxes in the last 4 years and they've stayed revenue neutral. I can explain that.
I agree with you. We should be at the 90 percentile on their appraised values. I think we should instead of the 100 and plus, but it doesn't matter whether we're at, if we're equal with everybody. If your house is compared to mine and we stay, but I think that's the issue we have in this county. I don't think we're not comparing apples to apples.
You're right.
In individuals, but it don't matter whether we're at 110 or 90%. It's right here is where we got to decide where we're spending money, because that's what it is. If everybody's house is at 110%, we're still okay. But there's a lot of houses that aren't comparable, you know, as far as appraised values. We're not,
Right.
That's where our problem is, I think, James.
Yeah.
I agree with you as far as, I think if we was all at 90% or we're at the 110, but I believe we should stay at the 90 because that's the bottom end of it. And in case this thing turns around.
But if people are upset about our taxes, it should have been to the state that the taxes went up. It wasn't getting upset at you.
Well, the state's
Raising
like,
taxes.
the state likes it that our appraised values are at 110%.
Absolutely, they do.
That they do. They like it. But we're in charge in this county of what we do, of where we put that also. As far as where we're at on the scale. Right?
we are in charge of that. However, if Lisa is not compliant, what you guys had gone through years before I was even here, you knew every time that we came in here and we had those meetings and we decided to do whatever you guys were going to do, it was never changed. We always
The state
had
pushes
Lisa
it.
staying
The state
compliant.
pushes this appraised value to be up between the 90 to
Yeah.
110% because on their 20 mil levy, and we go back to the schools.
And he's talking about the 91% something different than what you're talking about. You're talking about the 91% increase
Of
over
property valuation.
property valuations, and you're talking about being in compliance between the 90 and the 110%.
But it all ties together.
But it's two
She,
different
she's
things.
went from way below, because I've sat in this chair and, the Kansas PDD's been here and we've been below for years, since I've been here, except for last year, I think. And they said, I asked, what happens? They said, nothing. We'll be back to see you next year.
Okay.
And they've sat right here with the camera and told us that. And what you're saying is right, James, because we have increased more than anybody on the property
I
evaluation.
try to explain that to people every time that I see them, that it's not, okay, yeah, I understand. I mean, it's not us, the county, raising taxes. We've stayed revenue neutral.
But our county portion is what I'm going back to. That's the only thing we have full control over.
Correct.
We don't have control over the school districts.
Correct.
But they can, and like you say, we put this in the school district's
That's what I've
lap.
been trying to explain is
You and I's on the same
Yeah.
page. We're just having a hard
Okay,
time getting.
gotcha,
I mean,
gotcha. I gotcha.
You and I are
School,
agreeing.
library, fire, yeah,
And we need to tell everybody that. And I've preached it. He even said it the other night that I was quoted as saying what I said down at the meeting. And it is, the schools take the biggest portion of your money.
right. So the fire department makes us money by saving us money on our taxes. Plain and simple. I mean, that's it.
Insurance, fire insurance.
Our insurance. That's how they save us. That's how they make us money. The fire department makes us money by saving.
But I think that's going to change too because of the rating that we're at, because
I'm
how
not
far we
disagreeing
are.
with you.
And it's going to happen statewide.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's getting ready to happen.
It's
So
gonna happen.
Is there-
But they're still there to save us
I
money.
understand that.
I think we got a little off subject a
Yeah.
little bit. Is there anything else that we could help explain on our budget?
Yeah,
You know, I don't-
Allison?
No, I don't have anything.
okay.
Are we good with, I see that the pay is staying.
Yeah,
Haven't had time to go over the matrix this year. I think we're still gonna work on that, hopefully.
yeah, we did not
A
put
little
in a
bit.
cost of living. No.
No COLA.
We would like to talk about the matrix in the future, like we can.
Yeah.
Correct.
We a couple years ago, back in 24, I believe it was, they asked for like
A revised matrix.
revised matrix commission did, and we provided it to the clerk's office at that time, and then people left and everything. So
We don't
had,
know if
like
it ever got,
done some changes on our end, thinking that was going to get implemented. Like a positional change, like, detective sergeant and lieutenant, things like that, being a little different, and that never got
I,
put into the county's matrix, and we would just like to have that addressed at some time.
Well, it's just like,
I haven't
you
seen it.
talk about cost of
Have I
living
seen it?
too.
It's like
How-
have you ever
And we sent it to Danielle.
How much more did we spend on insurance this year? I mean, everybody had to pick up a portion of it, but the county picked up a pretty good portion of that too.
Mhm.
As far as the increase in insurance.
yeah, correct. Correct. I
Benefit side as well.
benefit side, yes. And I'm happy that it went as well as it did, that our employees did see the benefit of picking up the insurance. I really am.
But what I'm saying is they cost them too, but also on the
Absolutely.
county side, we
Absolutely.
picked up a big portion of it.
I
ourselves.
agree with you.
That a lot of counties don't. I mean, and I think if you go very far away from us, as far as the benefit package costs a lot more
Yeah.
in other counties than it does
It does.
here for their employees.
We'll work on that.
I have a question on the janitorial. So
Yes,
we have custodians at 147,000, but you have a different line item for that.
we do. Our janitorial, it covers everything that goes all the way back from our soaps to our toilet papers to the floor cleaners to everything that goes throughout the building. It's
Do we
everything.
still have Linn County custodians coming over there though?
Yeah,
We
so
do.
We don't pay for their wage, but what we, so that building with
All the products are paid for. Yeah.
70 inmates and then all the staffing and the public, you'd be surprised.
No, it's fine. I understand what you're saying. You're talking about just product.
Yes,
Okay.
products, yeah. Yeah,
Who is your custodian in the jail? Do you guys do? Who?
Most of the time in the jail, it's staff and inmates both.
Staff?
yeah, staff and inmates, yeah.
But in
That's
the
what I
building
thought.
is the
Mhm.
ones you provide, it's Jackie.
But then you get into the other portion, our custodians. take
Yeah,
care of the
because
rest
we
of the
don't,
building.
we don't handle anything over on the justice side.
Right.
And we,
But you supply
yes,
the,
yes,
the soaps and the
yes,
paper towels
Paper-
and toilet
paper
paper
towels,
to the
yeah.
whole building.
yes. Yeah, floor scrubbers, yeah, everything. Yep, we sure do.
We supply the manpower for the rest of the building to clean it, but you supply all the,
Yes, that's correct.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay, so on the capital outlay,
uh-huh,
at the end of the year, that goes, I'm just asking from the meeting the other night.
That's
Would
fine.
that go, would that be a motion to go into a non-budgeted item at the end of the year for your capital outlay?
It can be.
it can be,
But
but
it's
we don't,
not.
we don't.
What do you do with it?
Usually just swim back into the general
Just
fund.
put it back in the general fund.
So you have capital outlay for a program that you're planning on using in 2027.
Yes,
You want to use the fund?
yes.
Okay. So that's gonna be a
Yes.
year project.
So that's why I estimate that we should be within 3% of using that number is what we should be. I based everything on 3%. So we should be within 3% of using that number.
Okay.
And
That's fine. I'm just thinking some other departments think of capital outlay as a longer
yeah,
5
no,
to 10-year project. That's what we're
No.
gonna do. And so then those are transferred over.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I took away from the meeting that I don't know if this is something you guys already do was the profit and loss statement or statistical reports that we get. Is that something that we would want to?
we don't have profit and loss.
Well, okay, on the statistical reports that we
Your
get, do
monthly
you want
reports,
those to
she's talking
be
about
on the
from
monthly
those
reports? Do
as far
those
as-
want to be made known to the public or no?
I've sent it to the newspaper.
Yeah,
The weekly one every.
the-
Okay.
Paper.
It's-
I'm
As far
talking
as your
about,
inmates is what she's talking
Oh,
about,
that's
right?
fine.
As far as
We
the
provided
income.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that,
have
and
no
that
issues
could
with
be,
that.
that maybe that's something they talked about the other night that we get on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
But maybe it don't get out to everybody.
It might not. We actually had one of the news reporters come over and request it.
Could we
and-
put it on the website somewhere?
Absolutely.
that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
think.
something else that I remember that from the other night. Maybe there's a way we can put that on the website so everybody
Absolutely.
can see what you're doing.
Mhm. Yep.
And then maybe this isn't for today too, but also the discussion with the income that we do generate that goes in a general fund. Long term, do we want to switch that up to where it doesn't go back into general fund and it goes back into your
That's a
budget?
discussion for you guys. We're not gonna,
You
we're
don't
not,
have an opinion on it?
no. we're
And
not-
right now,
we're
a
not
portion of
gonna-
that goes back into our budgets that's figured in, I think, a portion of the income is.
The income comes back in as income and just goes straight to the general. It does not come back in as a budgeted
Right,
item.
but I think it's figured in our budget, a certain percentage of it. I mean, like I thought 750,000 went back into our budget
I thought it was,
is figured that way.
so I thought it was 500,000, but
I think we raised it.
That's fine.
I might
That's
be-
fine.
I think we had,
that's all you guys. We're not.
it was at 500 and we might have raised that.
I think those are,
Okay.
the staffing schedule implementation of that within the full department budget template. That is the only other thing that, I know you guys don't do it, no department, at this point is doing it, but I thought that was interesting with what
Is
you.
it like a organizational or org
Yeah,
chart? Is that
it is
we
kinda
have an org chart. I mean,
Okay,
where
Yeah,
everybody's
that'd be
which
cool.
Division they're in. and
Yeah.
who they
yeah,
are.
that's something else that I noted that we don't see in the departments, so.
But we kind of do provide it with this. I mean, it tells you
Yeah.
what we have. But
Yeah, I think that just the layout, in the spreadsheet that he had it on, it was just different.
But I believe even like that, you guys, if we had that on our organizational chart where it was, everybody could look at it as far as countywide, then they could see what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what, I think that's the questions I get anyway, and I can't answer them all.
I understand. We,
You know,
I hope we present ourselves as like we are an open
but
book.
what I'm saying is maybe with our website, and we have the website, maybe we could put that out there to show people what we're doing.
We
You
can.
know, as
Yeah.
far as the organizational chart,
We can.
and show us how much, they can see where the people are.
Right. Right.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. This year for 2027, we're requesting 4,557,000. If approved, as we present it, understand that 30,000 of that budgeted for U.S. Marshals Service transport is fully reimbursed, so that amount would not be collected from the taxpayers in order to fulfill the budget request. This makes the actual budget amount generated from taxes 4,527,173. As a result, our budget would decrease by 0.06%. So, I also, when do you have to have the final numbers in? Because if I'm working on a $20,000 discount, when can I present that to you if we get that cut out of there?
David will be here next Monday to
Okay.
finalize the last couple departments that have not got numbers. He will be entering those in there. But we'll have just a little bit
You might have to
longer
present
after that.
Okay,
So,
you might have to present that. I will work on that this week and look at, get it finalized. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a good week, guys. I don't have it. I only have a spreadsheet. I just want to print it out so I have it so I can review it. In the folder, it was just the spreadsheet. That's important. Okay, thank you. Public Works, good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. J.D. Hanley, Public Works. Wanted to circle back and visit with you about the bicycle donation program that I brought before you last week. I made contact with Don Stottlemyre up in Franklin County. He's very helpful. I think we'll stick with it unless you folks object. Learn some more information. We can take them bikes to Ottawa instead all the way to Lansing, so cuts the expense about half. And also knowing that our community can make application for bicycles back, refurbished bicycles back. I just want the public to know that you can come by my office and get an application if you know someone that needs a bicycle. And we can utilize that program to bring some bicycles back to Linn County as well. So just wanted to update you on that. Also, the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority that we're members of, I need for the commission, there's 3 board openings for Linn County representation. One of them is currently filled by our noxious weeds director. The other 2 are vacant. So if the commission would appoint 2 more people to fill those 2 positions, then our board for that organization would be full. I'd like to have 1 seat, and I would.
Usually we've kept the Public Works Director on there.
And I would propose a commissioner, or would be my suggestion. But I'd ask that you would do that today.
So you're asking for us to make a motion to appoint yourself and then find another one.
Correct.
I'll make a motion that we allow JD Hanley to go on to is it the Lake Region?
Lake Region Solid
Board?
Waste Authority
Solid Waste
Board.
Authority Board. Effective immediately. And what's the term on that, JD?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask.
Okay. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So you need 1 more.
Jim, you want to be on there?
I'm on the Solid Waste Board, another board there, but how often does this one meet?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah.
Where at? Is it?
It
rotates around?
changes, hosts, different counties host it.
Do you like to be on it? I'm on.
I wouldn't feel obligated
know.
to attend. The 3rd seat doesn't necessarily need to attend. We've already got, our noxious weeds director and myself will be attending most every meeting. So that's two reps out of the county.
Do what?
the new guy.
Zach? Oh. I'm gonna put it on,
It doesn't have to be done
old
today.
business, JD.
The other thing is, I just wanted to update you on the senior citizens, heat and air. Myrick's got that put in. It's going. Everybody over there is cool now. They made quick work of that. Also right there in the neighborhood, the building to the west of the senior citizens building, we received an application for construction debris dumping assistance. The application came from Ben Bilderberg with the Blue Mountain Bible Church. Also supporting the application was a letter from Mayor Russell Beth with Blue Mountain. So apparently the church bought that building next to the Senior Citizens Building, in between the Senior Citizens Building and the old Blue Moon Building. And they were going to refurbish it, but they found it's not salvageable, so they're going to demo it. They're asking for reduced or waived dumping fees. According to the letter from the mayor, the city's going to utilize as much of the aggregate debris as possible for riprap out at their lake, the blocks and all the different aggregate stuff. So that would only leave the wood and insulation and stuff to go to the landfill.
We've done that before. There's things I'm in favor of it myself. Been reached out to me.
Can I just see the paper
Of course.
that I need to sign?
You don't have to sign it. It just needs to be signed by the planning and zoning director.
He has a contractor that's going to tear it down. All we're doing is just receiving
Correct.
C&D at our landfill.
Yep. It's a fairly small building. I wouldn't suspect more than a load or two, depending on the contractor they're utilizing.
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. We accept the application for destruction and debris dumping assistance for 308 East Main Street, Blue Mountain.
You want those fees reduced or waived?
To
Reduced or waived?
To
Okay.
waive the dump fees.
I'll second. Is there any discussion? We do have discussion because it says reduce dumping fees on here. It's complete part A only. Part A isn't completed. Do you want to just, is there a different one to check here?
No, that's the complete
That's it.
application.
So this is reduced CD dumping fees.
To waive the dumping fees. is
So-
what we want to do.
I guess,
Motion is to reduce them by 100% at this point.
okay, all I'm saying is it's the wrong paper. Or if it is, it just says reduced. All in favor say aye. Aye.
While we're talking about the landfill, I put in your packet a proposal for a new fee schedule. As you can see, the current rates, there's quite a few categories that are no longer utilized. They're from years past. We're probably going to remove those out of the system, reduce it down to what we actually do out there. And also included Bourbon County's rates for comparison. If you want to make a decision on this today, by all means. If not, I just wanted you to have the information. I would like to update our rates for the proposal that I give you in the packet. If you have any questions on that, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
I'm not seeing anything in SharePoint. Am I supposed to just be looking in the email for all the stuff he brought today? I'm sorry.
I didn't get it in SharePoint either.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand. I don't care. I just need to know.
I need to
What
upload that in SharePoint, or does you do it, Jesse?
Well, when you send it by email, I'll be honest, I don't turn around and then add it to SharePoint, but if you want me to, moving
No,
forward, I will do
It's fine.
that.
I don't see it even I'm in my email. I see what he sent me, but there's,
I think if we could do it, if it isn't a problem to start getting things in.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
I don't have to look through all the other, I
Absolutely.
mean, if you would.
I send the packet to the clerk and the commission, absolutely.
SharePoint.
No problem at all. I'll start that this week.
I will do that.
Okay.
yeah, I just don't see it.
The main thing that, as far as what spurred this is the out-of-county dumping that's happening. In my opinion, as your director, I think that those folks need to be paying. That was the main spur for the proposal. And there's a few other things that dictated that too.
How do we find out where it's coming from, guys?
So, years ago,
Yeah.
when you went out there, you had to present your driver's license. You either had to have a driver's license with a Linn County address, a Linn County license plate, or you could bring in proof of property ownership. So, which I had to do one time personally. I had to go get my deed to some property that I owned and brought it, and then they let me dump. I think that those guidelines have become a little lax.
What about our contractors, contract dumpers?
Say again now.
People that's bringing trash in for other people, how do we control that?
In my opinion, if they're contractors, that's commercial. I mean, so they're gonna fall under those rates. Again, you don't have to make a decision on this today, but there is one specific line item that we need to discuss. I'm not going to do that in open session. We need to do that under attorney-client privilege and executive session if and when you want to talk about these rates.
I'm sorry, are we in the commission update page on the bullet point? Sorry, I just don't have it in front of me, I guess.
On my update that I sent you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's number 405.
okay.
Landfill fee schedule proposal. Again, this is not something we have to decide today. You can chew on it. I just wanted to get it on the table to talk about it.
Okay, I'm gonna print it out. You wanna talk about that next week, Jim? Let
That's
me
fine.
look over it. It's,
You can look at the numbers and give you a week or so to look at the numbers.
okay.
Next thing I wanted to talk to you about was not on my list, but I drafted an in-house CDL training and employment commitment agreement, basically an employment agreement between the county and the employee that wants to do in-house CDL training. It's a 12-month contract with a stair-step reimbursement if they leave. County counselors reviewed this. She said she recommended it. It doesn't need to be approved today because I know you guys haven't seen it, but I just wanted to give you each a copy. You can review it. I think it's a necessary item. Otherwise, we'll have folks coming in just to get their license and then leaving us. It is an expense for us. Next thing, I want to request a $450,000 transfer, and I put that in the packet for you to look at. It's basically that's for the closing of the landfill. It's our money that the state requires us to have on hand to close the landfill. That money is setting in the landfill's budget, but there's a contingency fund specifically for the landfill closing. I just want to take that money from the landfill's budget and stick it in that contingency fund and where I think it belongs. I'm not sure they developed a contingency fund. Stands to reason the money ought to be in it, right? That's so.
I do want to just speak on that. After visiting with David last week, and he was looking at last year's budget versus working on this year's budget, he also stated that needed to take place, and he was not sure why that was not done beforehand. So that is in the works from my
We did
office
that
as
a
well.
huge chunk of that 2 or 3 years ago. Then we started putting in 25,000 a year.
But for some reason, it was not put where he is talking about in that contingency, and David is suggesting that as well. So
If you want, I can verbalize that and you can turn it into a motion if you'd like.
I don't have enough information to make that decision, but
I don't have right now.
Alright,
I think let's get it set up to where our new budget and we'll do this because
10-4.
let's get enough information on it because I don't want to move it right now, I guess. JD, just to
Well, it's in there. That's the important
Yeah,
thing, right?
that's all
So
I have.
I just think it needs to be
Just
moved.
make sure it's in the
Yeah.
right.
Correct.
will you just bring that next week?
2 more things. As far as the office, our office manager is going to be leaving. Her last day is Wednesday. I would encourage you to bid her farewell. She's going to go to dental school. And with that being said, I've conducted interviews and I selected a replacement, young lady by the name of Shelby Grandin. I'd like to hire her, clerk 1, 8A, $17.99 per hour, starting the 31st of August.
Just another clerk or an office manager?
At this point, I'm opting to do away with the office manager title and just stick with the clerk's titles. That's the way the pay matrix is set up. So I'm just going with the way the pay matrix is set up.
I would like to hold off on this.
Road updates. We completed our culvert replacements. There were 6 culvert replacements up on the north half of 1095. We completed those. They all turned out well. Nail Excavating come in last week, started their 2 locations, very large jobs. They were covering up the first one Friday, so that seems to be progressing well. The asphalt work west of Centerville should be completed today, and then they're moving down to Blue Mound to cap some culvert replacements down there this week. Then we need to talk about our John Deere road grader that's out of commission. It's the one with the transmission issues. We got some very bad news on that. We're looking at an extensive issue with it. Transmission replacement to the tune of a little over $30,000. I'm not real sure that I want to sink that much more money into that machine. 2016. It brings us to a broader conversation about the entire road grader fleet. The newest road grader we possess is a 17. It's 9 years old, sitting right at 7,000 hours. I consider about 8,000. It's time to start seriously looking to replace between 8 and 10, depending on expenditures at that point. I really need to run some more numbers on this and chew on it. I just don't know that it's worthy of sinking more money into it. So I just wanted to share the bad news with you on that.
Can you run the report for the equipment through Pub?
Yeah, there's not a one and done situation. We can gather some information through PubWorks, but it's not all in there like it should be.
Okay.
I got about 40 on this particular machine. I think it was like 42 or 43,000 in expenses on that particular machine in PubWorks, but all the outstanding invoices are not in, which is going to push it up to about 60 grand in expenditures over it since we've owned it. And with
How many hours is on this 2016?
I knew you were going to ask that. I got it on my computer. I don't have it in front of me right now. I was just looking at it before I walked in here. I didn't write it down. The lowest one in the fleet's just shy of 7,000. So it's either that or more. I'll bring a report next week so you guys can see each machine, hours, when we bought it, what we've expended on it. But I just kind of want to give you a heads up on that. It's going to be out of service.
What district?
3. It's actually the Centerville blade. It's been stationed and living out in Centerville prior to my arrival. I know Jesse Walton was looking at or talking about purchasing 2 new road graders. That definitely, the last one was purchased is a 2017, so we definitely need to look into that. I think that's all I have. You have anything for me?
I need another executive session, but it'll be later after clerk with you and clerk. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other questions for him?
I don't have any.
Okay, we'll just circle back on, she's gonna get is it a resolution? Would it be a resolution or just a movement permission? Okay, that'll come next week. Give us the 2016 grader information.
I'll bring it in and more information on the whole fleet so we can look at it all as a whole.
And then we'll put this on the CDL approval agreement on the agenda for next week.
I'm also planning on a separate line item next week to present the budgets to you.
Okay, and budget for JD next week. I think that's, you got anything else?
I don't have anything.
Okay, I'm good. Have a
Thanks,
good week.
Commissioners.
Thanks, Judy. I'll go ahead and open up for public comment. Is there anyone here to speak today for public comment? Mike? No? Okay. We'll close public comment. And we'll go into the clerk.
You know, take care of.
Well, I have you on new business. Oh, come on up then.
Want me to do the Constitution first? So I don't wanna mix it. I don't wanna, GAR is completely opposite, separate from.
Like I said, I have you on new business, so you can do your public
Okay.
comment. We'll go back into the
Okay,
clerk.
well, the public comment is last year you missed a great opportunity for a grant. Miami County, I went to Miami County and they said they would fill out the cost share program grant application and they would get with Jesse, and it was a partnership. It wasn't that they do it first. It was actually they do it and we joined them to connect to go to a major highway. And they were going to get with Jesse to help him fill out his part of the application. And it never was brought up by Jesse. So we missed a great opportunity. Now they do have a cost share program this year. And I noticed that Miami County is on that. I don't know if it is the road or what's going on, but I did send a message to George. It looks like they've already allocated who's going to get that money, that $1 million or whatever it is that they're giving out for a grant. But anyway, I don't know if we'll ever get it because now we're getting into a new term with, you know, who knows who the governor's going to be and all of that. So, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention that there was a missed opportunity and there was lack of communication because Jesse never talked about it to you. And that's what I was told, that you never heard anything about it. So
Well, recap. We've been working on this for a long time. When it came,
I know
when
have.
we
This is
came,
old business.
and
It's
JD, you can listen to this if you want, but when this originally happened, we were trying to get that done, but the votes were not there to proceed with the commission. So that's why it failed at the beginning, because the commission didn't want to move forward with that.
Yeah, but I think
So-
if there were two commissioners, it
Mhm.
could have been.
But we didn't have that.
I know,
So,
we didn't, at the last
um,
meeting that I was at when this was going on, I don't believe Jim was here. I think it was Commissioner Hightower
mhm.
and he.
So just so you know, JD, I'll send you the link. This is a KDOT cost share program. And originally we were trying to work with Miami County and it failed because the commission, we didn't have 2 out of the 3. Okay. Yeah, it was for.
It is emergency, it's an emergency transportation to get to a major highway, to get to a hospital. That was kind of the purpose of this, because we have 3 railroad tracks going through the northwest part of Linn County and gravel roads. So this would have been a connection of a 3-mile to a 2.5 mile Miami County, Devlin to Indianapolis to get to a major highway. And it was brought up at they did it. They filled out their application. They were to get with Jesse. Now, I don't know if that happened, but they were supposed to get with Jesse to have him fill out his part, because it was kind of a partnership is what it was. Well, anyway, what George told me was they didn't approve it. They rejected it because we didn't do our part. And I think if we would have combined and gone together, I think it would have possibly been approved. But it was $1 million on those two roads to be connected. And, you know, it just never happened. And this has been going on for several years. I mean, I've been the spokesperson for the people in Northwest Linn County, and I've had petitions. I've had lots of things going on that I have presented. And it's always been, well, if Miami County does their part, we'll do ours. Well, that isn't how this cost share program works. I think what it was a partnership. And it fell through. But I don't know, this year they do have a fall cost share program, but it looks like some of the money's already been allocated to certain areas. And I noticed Paola's in there. Paola's one of the areas. So I don't know what's going on there, if it's actually that road that they're going to finish or what. But I don't think it'll go through if you don't have a partnership. Because I think that's what.
I sent JD the links. Again, I'm not gonna let Jesse take the fall on that because there's a lot more to that story. There's maintenance involved if we agree to that, maintaining it, for the next however many years. So there were a lot of discussions. We had it on the board. I mean, there's a lot to it. I sent you the link for the cost share program. We did have conversations with Miami County, but moving forward, just if you want to look into it, bring it back to us in a couple weeks. It's opened August 7th. Actually, I think that's today. And looks like
dig into it. If it's a matter of creating a new hard surface road, I'd be a little hesitant on that because we do well to maintain what we have now, right? So
that's one of the issues.
That's
So
what it
we'll
is.
come back with a decision, but it's open August 17th through September 24th. And
You were going to do a study on it the last
yeah,
year.
and Jason wanted a study. He wanted the study of the roads, and
I thought we already had done that because I thought we had the study done and we had figures on it at one time. It seems like we're going backtracking somewhat on.
I would agree.
give me the week to check with some of these individuals, players and.
Well, George Press, the commissioner from Miami County, has that area.
Okay.
And when I went last year to the meeting, it only took one time. And they said, sure, we'll do it. And we'll partner with Linn County and we'll get with Jesse. That's the last I heard. And they said Jesse never got with them. When I talked with him, he said nothing ever came about.
Because it died here.
And so they were
It
refused
died here.
the grant. They were refused the grant on their part.
When we voted.
It was a vote. Jesse didn't move forward because it was a no from the commissioners, ultimately.
Yeah, he didn't want, Commissioner Hightower was against it completely, so. But anyway, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. It was a missed opportunity. Can I go on? I have another public comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We have terrible reception on our phones in Northwest Linn County. And I talked with the lady at Peoples Telecom because she had fiber optic and it goes up to the schools. And she said you had more money in the county for allocation of the fiber optic, I guess, to give it to her or whatever so that she could extend it further into the area. And she said that you gave the money to another company that isn't from here. It's out of, not really, they haven't been here in Linn County, I guess. It's an outside company. And they're not fiber optic. We don't have fiber optic. So you gave the money to someone that doesn't really have fiber
Are
optic.
you looking for
They had
internet? Are
fiber
you
optic,
looking
but
for?
it went from Greeley to Blue Mound, and we did. But it was Sparks money, or it was money we gave, and we had a certain amount of time to do it, and we gave it to them. And I don't know that there was a lot of people in Blue Mound, Centerville, and Parker that took advantage of it. But
Well, I definitely think Parker needs it because the reception is just really bad. And towers don't do it, especially if you live in treed areas like we do. It doesn't work and the reception's terrible. So the only thing that we could that would work would be fiber optics. So
you could do like I
was
do.
saying-
You could do like I do, have Starlink, and it works pretty well.
fiber optic, because I worked with the engineer.
But what I'm saying is I have Starlink and I paid for it.
AT&T.
And-
But
and-
getting back to that, if there's ever in the future, if there's ever an opportunity that you do get funds for fiber optic, I would like you to look at further than the school in Northwest Linn County, because we're only a mile from the school. But anyway,
Well,
that's.
Can you look into the Sparks Fund? Make sure it's depleted.
It's
I thought it was
It
depleted.
is.
Yeah.
I can
I thought it was as well, so.
Okay, so, I mean, that's all the public comment I have.
Okay.
So, you want me to go sit down?
Yeah, I'll close public comment.
And then call me whenever you're
Yep.
ready for the other.
Okay, we'll go into the clerk line item.
I have a 15-minute, or I'm requesting for the 15-minute executive session, non-elected personnel.
Did you have anything else?
My budget's the only other thing.
Okay, we'll go into executive session pursuant to Kansas statute 754319 B1, non-elected personnel with the two commissioners, the clerk, and anyone else?
Rose.
And Rose.
Nope.
You want the attorney?
Nope, she doesn't.
No,
Okay.
that's my motion.
Still here.
I'm gonna put you on mute for what
15
we're doing.
minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 11:02. There was no action. We're gonna extend for another 15 minutes, adding JD Hanley to the executive session.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 11:20.
Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Okay, we're back.
There was no action. Okay, Renee, you want to come up and do the proclamation?
This is the 250th year of our independence. And the reason that we had a Declaration of Independence was to tell tell Britain that we are separating from them. But also it was to show our seriousness and separation to other countries that were helping us in the war effort, like France and other countries. So they knew that our founders had put their lives on the line in signing or having the Declaration of Independence. The Constitution actually incorporated the independence. If it wasn't for the Constitution and our laws of the land, we would not have independence. So that's just my constitutional minute for today. And I know I've given you pocket constitutions, but I don't think our clerk has one. And I do have a couple of bookmarkers if you want to give to your grandkids.
Yeah.
You want one?
Yes,
Okay,
thank
I'll
you.
give you that one. These are Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
I think you need a pocket constitution, do you?
No.
I want one.
Oh, you want
I
one?
want another one. Thank you. Awesome.
So do you have us?
Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. I apologize. Computer's being slow.
You don't have a paper?
I'm getting it right here. Yep. It's showing me that it's got an it shows me an attachment, then it doesn't show me to me.
And I don't think I saw it.
No, I don't think you would have. Renee, I don't think I have one here. All I have is the one email and then the phone calls from you. The rest of these are from
I
when
didn't
you
send
spoke to. Nope. I thought you did, but I'm not seeing anything.
Is there something I can go online and print it off
Okay,
to find it?
this is what we'll do.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and send another.
Okay.
I thought I did, but I'll send you the proclamation, and you will make 2 copies of that.
Okay.
And have them both signed and sealed.
Okay.
And then you would put one in your commons area
Okay.
for the community to promote
You.
awareness
Okay.
of it. And then I would get one to send to the state
Okay.
for our record purposes. So,
Do you want to come back next week for the picture? Maybe.
you know, I don't want to sit for 2 hours.
If we do it at the
To get in.
beginning.
Most of the places that I go to, they put me up front because it doesn't take that long, and
Yeah.
you know. But I appreciate it. If you want me to come back, I will come back. But it's up to you.
We can do it at the
You
very
can also
beginning.
just sign it and send it to me by mail, and I can give you my mailing address.
Okay.
Okay. I won't be doing this too much longer. This will probably be my last year, maybe next year. I'm state constitution, so I'm over 60 chapters that do this. So, but I'm also our region, chapter regent and chair. So I'm pretty involved in it, but I'm mentoring someone else to take over my position in another year. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, if you
she'll-
don't want the, if you
I
want the
don't know if she'll
picture,
come here or not. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what they have planned, so.
sure. If you
that's-
want the picture, you can come beforehand and it can be taken before. we can
That
do
would be great.
So-
That's the only
okay.
way I would do it, is
Okay.
if I came in, you gave me a set time and I'm here and we do it and
Just do
I
it
can
at
leave.
9 a.m.
Yep, we'll do it.
Okay,
We can do that.
so
Well,
just
just-
let me know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very
And you'll
much.
email that to me then.
What's that?
You'll email that to me.
Yes, I'll
Okay,
email
I'll
you
get it.
that.
Okay.
And thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Renee. Okay, did you want to present your budget? You want to wait or you good? Okay.
The first page is just a little more description and explanation. The one big thing I want you to notice is on the bottom of that page. Currently, the way our salaries have been separated out, for instance, my salary is 90% clerk, 10% election. One employee is like 25% clerk, 25% election, 50% courthouse, whatever. I would like to transition that, and everything is going to be out of the clerk's office. So when you see the courthouse budget, you'll see a salary in there for that later. That will be done next week. But particularly on page 2 that I have of the general fund there, or of my description, the payroll does not reflect technically all of my employees. So you're going to see a jump there because next year it will reflect all of my employees. Also with the payroll, you will see an fluctuation of pay for the simple fact I would like to be able to hire an individual to get started in January that can start learning the accounts payable side of things while we continue to cross-train the current employees with the new payroll system and other things that are taking place in our office. Because as of February of 2028, Joyce Hall will be retiring, and we cannot lose her knowledge or experience and wisdom that she has that come with this particular position that she does. And then that way she can also start cross-training others as well. So you'll see that I've dropped the contractual. On the back side of that first page, I have written out what I pay out in contracted items. I don't know that that includes all of them, but that is all the ones that I've come across thus far. And so I can see that we can drop that by 20,000 plus. Commodities, I did increase that by $3,000 from the $3,000 to $6,000. And again, that's just because of different things that we've come across that will need to be taken care of. And then the capital outlay, I did increase that by $3,000. And the only reason I did that is we are the only office from what I'm understanding, the entire county that has desks that are from the late 1980s, early 1900s. We've been working with BJ from, Navrats to set up just a little more inviting and better equipped setup for our office. That's still years to come before we're going to be able to do something, but I would like to be thinking about that for the future and potentially making some purchases that we need to do that. So again, my biggest increase is going to be that payroll for that 6th person for that transition. And then in 2028, it will drop. So.
you have any questions, Jim?
I just have, as far as the employee, a year in advance, I think is a little excessive, but Chastity for,
I understand in probably most cases is that it is, but when it comes down to the being able to understand a full year cycle of how everything that takes place in our office, I feel like it is extremely vital. There are so many components and things. I mean, literally everything that happens in this county goes through our office. And there are literally so many different tasks that take place. And so for us to be able to properly train, I feel like we need a full year's time frame to be able to do that.
Is Bridget not interim anymore, or is she still interim?
She's not. Term.
She was though, right?
Bridget was not hired as an interim.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Nope, she was not.
I thought somebody was for some reason.
And if I'm being honest, if I was honestly in any other position, I wouldn't ask at all for anybody to need any type of that training. But when we know what the mess was when I came into this, what the accounts payable disastrous mess was, bills that were not being paid, things that were not being taken care of, and I don't feel comfortable waiting and hoping like heck that we make the transition the way it needs to be without proper training. Currently, right now, nobody in our office knows how to do accounts payable with the exception of Joyce.
Can you train someone now?
No, we do not have time. Between Julie's working on payroll and Bridget and I have been working on, Julie and Rose have been working on payroll, employee benefits. Bridget and I have been working on elections, daily statements, all of the R&R letters. I mean, there is just, I would invite anybody to come and sit in our office for a couple days and watch what that looks like. There is no time. And all of us are putting in hours, well over 40 hours, just to make things work the way they are working right now.
So are we getting overtime?
They are, but it's not reflecting there because I asked them to comp it because I don't want to be over budget. I don't want to be spending more dollars. So I asked them to comp it so they can take a day off occasionally here and there because of the time that they put in to learn and do everything else. think the figures look higher than what you're maybe used to because, as I mentioned, you're going to see all of the employees are paid out of the clerk's office starting next year. But right now, Joyce's salary is paid out of the courthouse.
So you're saying it's gonna reflect in the total budget?
Correct.
I tell you what, I've stated it before that I'm in favor of staying revenue neutral. And if we can, at the end of the day, that's ultimately where I want to be, so.
I guess my question would just be other counties that we were compared to in the budget that Trevor had put together for us. They don't have the employees that we have in the clerk's office.
And that's,
They also don't do a lot of this places outsource HR completely.
That is true.
Or we do it all in-house.
Well, I can look at Coffee County. They have 5 and they're doing everything that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which Coffee County wasn't even, but most everyone has 3. Almost every.
Anderson County has 78 employees. We have 135 full-time employees and 36, I believe, part-time employees.
Is that with the firemen? Is that the part-time or is that just?
No, I don't believe that includes the part-time firemen or
So
the
we-
volunteer.
So we have 30-some part-time employees.
I will have to confirm
I know.
that, but
Full-time employees, we're a lot more than the counties. I mean, even Allen County and Bourbon County, which is larger than us, that they have less employees than we have.
right.
What is our final deadline on our budget? When is?
October, technically we have to have it to the state by October 1st. So
We got September, basically.
yeah, David will be in next week to kind of give you a little better description of like in regards to the mill levy and all of that. So you can kind of see where the numbers that the departments have proposed, what that would do to what that looks like. So
I know some of them's figured COLA and others haven't. We probably ought to have it figured to where everybody's on the same.
I agree. I'm like,
I mean,
that's
we
another
shouldn't
thing.
be-
I'm seeing all these budget. Okay, well, what determines if she gives a COLA or if
You
registered
guys-
Deeds doesn't?
We determine
We're
who gives the
determining it,
COLA,
but we
so-
don't know in this at all.
Yeah,
They're
that's what I'm saying
budgeting.
is we should have both ways on the budget. I mean, if that's what people's wanting, we should have no COLA and a COLA, both, if we're gonna do a fair analysis of our budget.
I agree. It needs to be one way or the other.
I personally, I think let's do it with no COLA and then decide where we're at the end of it, and then we'll know. I mean, and we can figure in a 3% COLA if that's what they choose.
Is that
But-
what we did last year? We said
not.
no COLA,
I think that's what we did last year.
and
was
then
no
we
COLA.
said the same thing, that we would evaluate it later, and then we did, and we didn't do it. So, okay.
That's what we did.
It's gonna be a long couple of months.
It'll go by as fast as any of them do. We aren't gonna change the speed.
Okay, so also on the budgets, I'll go back through all these and print them off. But some of them aren't turning them in like this, right? Or like the sheriff's budget. Or
That's a-
Lisa's,
There's a
they're,
thing.
they're not all doing this, right?
they all received that worksheet.
I didn't see, well, I didn't see that.
Sure.
first.
But if they chose to
Okay, I
define
only
it
saw the large
differently,
one.
then they may have done that.
Okay.
Because when I enter the information into the system for the breakdown, what particularly like what James handed you is very beneficial to us. Yes.
Right.
So,
Same for appraiser. Okay.
yeah. So they got the same worksheet, it's just whether they chose to do it different or not. So. And Jim, to clarify, that part-time does include our part-time firefighters or our volunteer
I
firefighters.
thought that was on the part-time. So we have 100 and
I think it's 135 full-time and 31, maybe we just hired a couple firefighters, maybe 33 part-time. Give or take within a couple of each one of those. Because I know we just hired 3 or 4 individuals last week, so I don't know if the numbers I'm giving you includes those or not, so.
And we're back to in-house payroll, right? Do you have any other questions on it? Can you prepare the commissioner's budget? Oh, did you already do it? I thought you were pulling up.
I
the
do
page.
have it. I
thought
thought
you
I
already did.
thought I brought it with me, but do you guys have it in
I don't.
SharePoint?
Actually, I didn't even look. I didn't know if that. We can definitely go over it next week. I know we had talked about it, but
I can't remember if I'd stuck it
I
in there.
haven't seen it. I forgot it.
we don't want to be.
Yes,
Robust.
I did fix that.
Okay.
Did you find it in there? No, yes.
Um,
I'm looking too, so. And if it's not, I will get it
I don't
there.
see it in there, but if you want to
Okay.
throw it in there next week,
Yep.
we can go over ours next week if that's okay.
Yep.
You good to move on?
Yep.
All right. All right. So I just saw that you walked in here. So you ready to discuss? We're gonna go over the courtroom proposal. Yeah. Okay. So we did receive the documentation, I think, from Stephanie that she had sent over, and she had let us go through that. If you want to speak on it, you can. Feel free.
I think we're just trying to see what you guys want to do next. If you guys want Steph or Judge Harth here, how do you guys want to, what do you want to do?
Are you in favor, or are you guys in favor of what they proposed?
I think so, yeah. He came in, he was very knowledgeable. I mean, from the get-go, he's like, oh my gosh, you guys need soundboards. Yes.
Soundboards. Okay.
He said that's the first place he would start would be the soundboards going around the courtroom.
My whole question is why, when it was constructed, why it wasn't taken care of?
I don't know.
You know, I know you don't.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys had
We
actually,
bought a new building, and if it had been a new vehicle or
yeah.
things that we requested, you know, they knew it was a courtroom, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they should have had a courthouse, like, sound person come in and check things out, yeah.
Do you think that we can still send the bill to someone else to have it paid for.
I've reached out to the architect and he won't return my phone call, so, don't know.
I mean, that is something I feel like if we move forward with it, that we would get the bill and either pay it or then send it on with our attorney preparing a letter. Do you have it? Would this be coming out of courthouse? Or is it budgeted anyway?
Budget.
No.
No, it's
We
not
have to come
budget.
out of
That's why I
courthouse.
kind of had my 5,000 pulled back was to address it. But of course, that's not going to
Cover it.
touch
And what
much
was
of it.
Number on that,
There's a
29,000.
I'll see. Jacqueline, do you feel that there's any chance that if we reached out to anybody as far as a legal?
I mean, I think a lot of it is probably time sensitive. I have to review the original, contract to see what parameters were in there for mistakes, etc. But I'm sure that there are time parameters, and it seems like we're a few years removed. So I think the likelihood is slim.
Good. Where does the money come? Did you say you had 5,000 or?
I pulled 5,000 from my budget from last year over to help try to, maybe I'll have some more left over this year. I don't know that I could pull too. So yeah, I don't know if there's different things that the court can look at to see if there's anything out there, but that'd be a Stephanie question to see.
Is there any way you guys could look into that and see? I mean, if
We can look into it. Yeah.
I know it's an issue. I mean, everybody tells me it is, so I know that, but I just, you see where I'm coming from too. I mean, when we buy something, we should.
And make sure it was done right the first time. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we've had complaints for how long?
Well, COVID came along and we didn't use it for a year or two.
I mean,
That was a
And
big
the-
issue.
Yeah. Didn't get used as much. Yeah.
That was another question I had: is did we turn in complaints to the underlying contractor
yes.
regarding these issues?
I know that Danny, the prior commissioner, absolutely. We would
He
sit in
reached
here on
out to,
meetings and that's all he would ever say is how
Danny's
he's
reached
talked
out to
to
me
people.
since we've talked about this last and said he talked to Goldberg and he said he had thought he was getting somewhere with him, and I've called him twice and left messages since this. I can't get anybody to return my phone call.
So I hear hesitation from you on just saying, okay, let's do this, get it done. I prefer just to get it done, send it to Goldberg. But if you're having hesitation, what are your thoughts on sending this to Jacqueline? This is what we want to do. Jacqueline's going to prepare a letter, send it to Goldberg, and tell them they're going to pay for it.
I'm good with, just to see, and then you see where you got, what money you guys have too, so,
Yeah. We'll see what we
you
can,
know,
if there's anything we can do. But yeah.
and see what we can get done. I mean, I understand we have to fix it, but I'd
Yeah.
like to have an answer that from Goldberg says, yeah, get it fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll send this with a letter that Jacqueline's going to prepare. Are you good with
Yeah,
that?
I'm good with that. Jacqueline, if you'd prepare a letter with this and send it to
Sure,
someone.
that's fine. If you guys give me any information, I can draft a letter for you,
Okay,
and we can send that off to him to see what solution he might be able to come up with.
good.
Let's start there.
Start there. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
come back and visit, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Have a
guys.
good week. Okay, on the e-community status, I added that on there because Chastity had sent us an email regarding the e-community status for the county. It's going to be due on September 30th for completion. And didn't know if this was something that we could ask Ashley Allen to come in and kind of talk about maybe her trip and have her give us an update and suggestion on where we should go with e-community.
I wrote that.
Are you good with that? You think that's something Ashley would be willing to do? Ask her to. Okay,
You talked about a stipend in there for the employees, if we put employees on it. I'd like to see a dollar figure of what it was gonna take, or,
I had no idea because I
Yeah,
it was
no,
just
if
a thought
anybody-
process.
if anybody's interested, I understand.
Right. And my thing is, the meetings would be done during company time, so it would be, that they wouldn't be, missing away from family time or that sort of thing, but yet they are providing a quote unquote extra duty to their position. But from what I'm understanding, the little bit that Ashley came in and shared with me after attending the Keys event in Manhattan, we are one of the very first counties that was part of that e-community board. And if we lose that status, it's going to be really hard to ever get it back if we
How many
ever get it
counties
back.
belong to it?
Well, I don't know that off the top
That's
of my
what I
head.
just wonder, how many
Yeah.
counties?
I'm not sure, but I will find that out. But
Well, I've gone over the bylaws, and so we cannot pay them per the current bylaws. So you'd have to
yeah, they
get
would have
that
to be
fixed.
redone.
So we
Mhm.
cannot do that right
So
now.
we can't take an
No.
employee? Okay.
But
No, you
I
can't
think
pay them.
You can't pay them.
a stipend.
But
to
I
begin
think
with.
that
They
you have,
could do it on,
you'd have to go back in and rewrite the bylaws
If you wanted to do
if you
that.
wanted to pay. But right now, you cannot do that.
And maybe nobody's asking for that. I think about all the meetings and things that I attended and everything I was a member of when I was teaching. I never got a stipend for any of that because it was done on company time. So maybe they wouldn't ask for that. Again, I was just throwing things out that were just coming to my brain. But I feel like keeping it what I call quote in-house unquote would be far more beneficial than trying to I have reached out to 2 organizations because Janet Miller did express to me, if you could find an organization that had an EIN number, then we would be fine. I've reached out to 2. One of them is all but dissipated anyway, and the second one was just not ready. They just didn't know enough about it. They weren't comfortable with taking on the ties of what that did. They're a very small entity. And so I understood it, but I was just trying to reach out and get somebody. I just hate for us to lose this. So that's where my brain went to, potentially asking a board of employees.
I'm good with asking Ashley to come in here and give us just a feedback on the convention that she attended
and how many counties involved in?
and all she needs just an update on that, and she thinks that we should move forward with e-community for the county.
Okay.
Good with that, Jim? And
She come in and talk about it.
but we need to make a decision before it's due September 30th. So.
Sure.
Okay. I need to make a motion to go into executive session for 10 minutes with the commission and our attorney, Pauletta, that's for 15 minutes. According to Kansas statute 754319, attorney-client privilege.
Second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 12:10. Or sorry, 12:11. 15 minutes. There was no action. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session pursuant to Kansas statute 754319 B1, non-elected personnel with the commissioners and Pauletta.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, returning at 12:24. 10. There was no action. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session with the two commissioners, JD Hanley and Chastity, for 10 minutes pursuant to Kansas statute 754319B1, non-elected personnel. Returning at 12:35.
So just Chastity, JD, and us two?
Yeah,
No, okay. Is that it then?
that's it
you
for
think?
her. Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll be done with you, Jacqueline, so I'm gonna get off. of
Okay,
it.
I'll see you guys next
Okay.
week then. Okay.
Thanks. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. There was no action. Does anybody else have anything for today?
I don't have anything.
I do, Jesse. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.